Good Wednesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. I hope you're staying warm. I don't know if it's because of a fireplace. I don't know if because you have great heat. Whatever you got, I hope you're utilizing it. You might have to warm up the car as well because it's cold outside. Some of the coldest air we've seen since last January. I know that brings back memories. Oh, January. We had a big snowstorm back in January, but we had some very cold air after the big snowstorm, which occurred around the Martin Luther King Day holiday. But let's talk about the temperature, shall we? I mean, it's no misprint. It is 20 degrees in Knoxville at McGee-Tyson. Oh, come on, 20? Really? Like normal low's 34. I know, we're 14 degrees below normal. Now that catches some folks' attention. Oh, but when it's 14 degrees above normal, oh, it's fine. There's nothing wrong here, nothing to see here. But there's something to see in Greenville. You're 17 degrees. Good morning to you. Jacksboro, Campbell County, you're 18 degrees. These are actual temperatures. There's not a whole lot of wind at this point. But later today, there will be some gusts of wind. But you'll notice the red arrows. They're coming from where? They're coming from the southwest generally, and that southwest wind will actually warm us up into the upper 40s to low 50s. I think we've got a great shot of getting around 51 degrees today. Come on. That means you're like 31-degree jump. Yeah, and the only way you're going to do it is because of the wind, right? It's because of the wind. You look at these numbers. 19 right now in Rockwood. That's cold. 21 Oak Ridge, Clinton, about 20 in Wartburg right now. That's cold. And 18 in Oneida. I'm kind of curious if you're up early. Maybe you're one of the folks who've already arrived at work. You've had to drive through this chill. Describe it for me. Let me know. I'll do my best to magnify your voice. I got a note from Danny. Danny's out here. He's pointed out, good morning. Sure hope you have a great day. A great basketball game last night, Go Vols. He's focused on sports, and I think it's great because we're a very excited time of the year for both our football and our basketball team. But thank you. Good morning to you, Danny. It is 21 degrees in Oak Ridge and 20 in Knoxville. But given the fact that there is a hint of wind, I believe we have, what, a 4-mile-an-hour wind in Wartburg, 9 miles an hour in Oneida. We don't have any wind. It's calm at McGee-Tyson. But the translation of that brings it feel like it's 6 in Oneida. Just a 9-mile-an-hour wind can suddenly shave quite a few degrees off Scott County. So this is what we're talking about. Layers, layers, layers. Be prepared. The heavy coat will be needed. Not a whole lot of clouds to see at this point. We've been losing our heat rather rapidly. The clouds and radar picture put together, but we should make a run toward 51. You say, this doesn't seem like the same map. Is this the same day? Yeah, it is. It's all the same day. But the winds will pick up. They'll gust 30 to 35. 30 to 35 for the gusts this afternoon, but I do think generally they're 5 to 15 most of the day, and they'll gradually increase throughout the morning. But 49, I expected high in Crossville, 52 in Tellico Plains. If you hit 54 in Newport, that too would not surprise me. That's how different this weather is going to be because the southwest winds will in fact take hold. Karen Robbins is out in the plateau. She's got a comment. She says, good morning, David. It's a chilly 24. In Fairfield Glade, we enjoyed the snow, which stuck around into yesterday afternoon. Very cool. That's also a great update. The snow stuck around, but it will be hard to stick around when we're in the upper 40s for Crossville, Fairfield Glade today, or the low 50s in the case of Maryville, Tellico Plains, and Athens. So temperatures are on the rise today, but you won't know it probably until midday. Wind gusts, this is also part of the story. They don't look like they're that strong. They're not that strong, right? 11, 17, this is estimated. But the National Weather Service, knock on wood, they've got a new advisory. Hey, new advisory. Hey, I heard there's a, yeah, what's the advisory? This isn't winter weather advisory. This is a wind advisory. So the winds are going to be gusting up to 55 miles per hour for the higher hilltops. That runs from 7 o'clock tonight to 1 o'clock Thursday, and the winds are going to be coming out of the west, 20 to 35. That's pretty strong. Keep in mind that could take power outages or make power outages an issue, which you can now track on the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. The wind advisory, all the details can be found on the app. I hope you'll download it today if you haven't used it lately. You can also use it on your iPad. It's one of the many benefits. By the way, nothing to see on the Ultimate Dial the Radar presented by your local Marco's Pizza. Yeah, we've had maybe a quiet weather pattern. I think the radar might be frozen at MRX because it still has some blue over there toward Greenville. But that is not the case. We have clear skies and it's gotten very, very cold. Marcos.com if you're looking for some lunch plans, and they do deliver. Marco's Pizza has locations in Hardin Valley and Farragut. They're in Maryville, Fountain City, and Halls. And you can find one in Oak Ridge, Middlebrook Pike, Ebenezer Road, they give back to No Kid Hungry. They give back to East Tennessee Children's Hospital. You gotta love a pizza place with a community mindset. The Magnificent Pizza, the Magnifico, for less than $10. Ooh, doesn't that sound good for lunch or maybe even dinner plans? And maybe the lunch item for the Pozzoli might catch your attention for less than $6. Grab the dipping sauce of your choosing. The pepperoni and sausage pictured at the top is my favorite, but you might like the pepperoni, the buffalo chicken, or the chicken bacon ranch. They're all so good. All you have to do, go to marcos.com. Now, the wind advisories we've kind of covered, but they extend all the way up into West Virginia, and all the way up into Pennsylvania. So wind will be an issue, not only here, but if you're traveling far away. Nothing to see in the state in terms of rain or snow, but of course we know that was a different situation just a day or so ago, and it's very snowy across parts of the Great Lakes. The snowfall around Erie, Pennsylvania has been epic as the lake effect snow guns have been in full gear over the holiday week. By the way, as far as the radars pictured, that is not a misprint. Those are some colors in Florida. I point this out because if you're a shopper and you buy orange juice, imagine what's going to happen when they've got frost advisories for almost central Florida. That's amazing, right? You think about it, big picture, cold air has now dipped into the Sunshine State. If you've got a comment, you've got a message, you've got a report, let me know. I got Wanda Poe. She says, the snow I got yesterday was an early birthday present. My birthday is Sunday. Yay for the snow. Thank you, Wanda, and very happy early birthday to you. I want to say good morning to Fred. Prayers have been for Fred here. He's been under the weather for a while, but good morning, Burr, 20 degrees in Maryville. Glad to have him in Blount County, and that 20 degrees certainly will cut through you if you're not wearing a nice warm jacket. And hopefully the kids will be prepared for that. No rain, no snow. Now, we've had a trace, which, I mean, think about this as I come back on camera. A trace is hardly yet measurable, right? You can't measure it, but they have measured some, they've detected rain and snow so far this month, but nothing of any consequence. We hit 36 degrees yesterday, started the morning off at 24. Put this into context, 36, the high, was the coldest high since the 21st of January. Almost a year ago, pretty long time ago. Gust of wind yesterday was 19. I suspect it'll be 30 to 35 today. The record high is 80 from 1982. That would be, I guess, Ronald Reagan era. And the record low is 12 from 1871. You're going back to Ulysses S. Grant. So from Grant to Reagan, it's a big stretch for highs and record highs and lows. And the sun is up at 7:31. So you've got some time. But I do want to ask you this question. And it's funny because I'm on the rain graphic. Have you heard the expression? I'm sure you have. And maybe this is a fast-held belief. But there are weather myths that float around in just generalities. Because, like, for example, lightning never strikes twice. If you've heard that expression, let me know in the comments. But lightning never strikes twice is a myth because it strikes the Empire State Building about 100 times a year. So if that myth continues to perpetuate, some people think the high can only occur at 3 to 4 in the afternoon. That won't be the case tomorrow. We've got a cold front. The high is going to occur between 2 and 7 a.m. 2 to 7 a.m. Do you see what I'm getting at? The whole idea that when you see the 7-day, you go, oh, it's not that warm. It will be between 2 and 7 a.m. And when I forecast the numbers, I like to look at the 24-hour maximum. So for those of you, I know it's going to be considered an upside-down day, but we'll get more into that here when I get to the headlines. I want to show you the future rainfall. We could get some spots of rain tonight in the overnight period, maybe a mountain snowflake. See what I mean? A little bit of drops here, might be even a flake in the higher terrain. But by tomorrow, some of us may have picked up a little bit of precipitation. Not a big deal. It's sunny on Friday, it's sunny on Saturday, and then next week we're going to see the rain really fill in. As you can see here, it'll start to gather, and there will be some measurable rain. We're not going to make up for some lost time, but some models would take it well into an inch range, if not more, as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So keep in mind, the rain situation will be what we focus on in the short term, as the colder air will go away as we head into next week, because we're headed back into the low 60s by Monday. It is not in the low 60s now, Aldrich. It's 20. Yeah, 20 in Knoxville, 16 in Johnson City, and it's 32 freezing degrees in Memphis. But that sounds warm. 32 degrees sounds balmy because they're 12 degrees warmer than you and me. It is very cold in East Tennessee here on the 4th of December. By the way, it's 6:49. My goal is to be done at the top of the hour. The wind chills, where the winds are moving, have dropped to 32 in Memphis to 23. So they've got a stiff wind right now, and those purple areas, West Virginia, Virginia, those are single-digit wind chills, my friend. Very cold indeed. So the cold air is not just here. We're not an island unto ourselves. It is all around us. Speaking of the bus stop forecast, lots of layers for the kiddos. If they have to stand at the bus stop for any length of time, they will be shivering. 20 degrees. We're talking a mostly sunny day and a finishing temperature, I think, around 51 degrees. But by, say, 2 to 3:30, we should easily be in the upper 40s. I got a lot of folks watching. I got Roy Reagan watching. I got Diane Ladyhawk watching. And I got Carrie Wilson watching. I want to thank you for being here. Not all of those have left comments, but I do see Lana. She left a comment. She says, good morning, David, everyone. Chili and Kodak. She's in Kodak. But the coffee, she says, is hot. Ooh, that sounds delicious. I need to get my cup today. Lana, nice to see you. Glad to see you here this morning. I got a good cold morning from Diane Ladyhawk. She's also trying to stay warm. I think she's all ready for the firewood, has it on hand to keep herself warm in this season. By the way, it's going to be the cold emoji to start. And the what happened? I suddenly warmed up by the afternoon. Sun sets at 5:22. We'll be in the low 50s. Like, man, did you sleep through that? That was very cold this morning. So I think it's a tale of two emojis today. They go from cold to mild, but we throw in a gust of wind 30 to 35. That's going to help transport us into the lower 50s. We've had a lot of warm days last month in November, but all of a sudden you look at December and suddenly it's been replaced with squares. Squares? Yeah, we're talking like blue squares. Cold. It's been a fast start to winter, and meteorological winter did technically start on Sunday, the first day of December. And we say goodbye on the 30th of November to the hurricane season. That was been a very interesting, very challenging hurricane season with all the named storms we had, but that's now in the rearview mirror as well. But I do want to mention how cold it is here. It's 20. It's actually just as cold, or pretty close to it, there around Huntington, West Virginia, 26 Myrtle Beach. We're colder than, I believe, we're colder than Bismarck. Are you kidding me? I'm not. We're actually colder than Minneapolis, Minnesota. That is weird. It's 18 in Caribou, but all things considered, 43 in Orlando. Their teeth are chattering. I think when they're in the 50s in Miami, they're freaking out in their flip-flops. They're like, this is cold. But yeah, the cold air has certainly reached South Florida this morning, but very, very cold in northern Florida, where they are actually dipping into the 30s. Wind chills right now, 16 in Bismarck, but we've got some pretty cold wind chills pretty much anywhere the wind is moving in East Tennessee or throughout the mid-Atlantic. Headlines: cold to mild, breezy today. Mentioned the gusts 30 to 35. Now, keep in mind, 2 to 7. Well, that's pretty specific. Yes, 2 to 7, the temperatures will fall. Which means what? It means the high temperature for you, for me, occurs between 2 and 7 tomorrow morning. You wake up and say, you said it was going to be 49. Were you awake between 2 and 7? Well, no, I didn't really get started till 9. We're in the 30s. Just go ahead and dress for the 30s. And this is where things are key. If this is confusing to you, on the app we have the hour-by-hour forecast. Not just one day, we now have 48 hours. 48 hours into the future, hour-by-hour data. So if you're planning a golf game, if you're planning to do some fishing, you're going to do something outside tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, when you think the high always occurs this time of year, that's not true. Not tomorrow. You got to know what's happening. Cold front sweeping in. Between what time? 2 and 7. So that's when the high temperature, it may be 49 for a high, but the bulk of the day will be spent in the 30s on Thursday. Cold again on Sunday. We're lucky to crack 39 for the high Thursday afternoon. And oh yes, not only do we have the 48 hours of hourly forecast data, it says it right there. You also get a 10-day forecast now. Awesome, with power outages in case you have wind concerns in the Smokies. A lot of power outages might be on top of mind after a hurricane, but you might also have wind outages, or certainly power outages possible under wind advisories. And we also have the drought monitor on there as well, and it's absolutely free to download. 20 degrees right now. Notice there's no wind chill because we don't have a wind, but 20 is awfully cold here at 6:54 on a Wednesday morning. Valley Planner does show some recovery, right? We're going to go from 20 now to about 22 in the next hour or two, but should rocket. I'd say rocket. We're going to go all the way up to 51 today. That's amazing. How did we do that? Because we have a southwest wind gusting 30 to 35 miles per hour. I got another note, perhaps, from Diane Lana, and I should say Wanda. If there are any other notes, let me know. I'll keep moving, but temperatures are going to be still in the 40s going into 6, 7 o'clock tonight. Chance of rain tomorrow is going to come early, most likely when the front comes through. That means between 2 and 7, you might get a spot of rain. And you might say, well, the sun doesn't technically come up till 7:30. I'm not playing the what time of the. I'm just looking at the maximum high temperature for the 24-hour period, and that's when it likely is to occur. Now, we'll have a pronounced chance of rain Monday and Tuesday of next week when it goes up to 60 and 80%, and we're back into the 60s for high temperatures. Now, as far as the chance for thunder, not severe weather, but chance for thunder, would persist today between Dallas and Houston and New Orleans. Those will be some areas to watch for thunder, for some convection this afternoon as well, but nothing going to be found in the state of Tennessee if you're traveling here on the 4th of December. By the time we hit Thursday, that chance of thunder will persist maybe down towards southern Louisiana or South Texas, but again, nothing to see here. And I believe as we head into Friday, we're going to be in the upper 30s. No chance for thunder or rain here. We have nothing but sunshine. And in parts of central Texas, they too could have some thunderstorms there. So really a quiet weather pattern in terms of thunder or severe weather possibilities are pretty limited in the next 3 days. Futurecast shows by the time we hit midday today, those red arrows, if you squint, you can see them. Those are the red arrows. That's the gusty winds. We've got winds generally 5 to 15 plus, gusting 30 to 35. It's going to be gusting around 55 tonight in the Smokies. But I think winds are going to be about 10 to 20 plus for us tomorrow. Now here comes the spots of rain. Maybe not at 5 o'clock Knoxville, but it could be appearing in central Kentucky by the time we hit the 5 o'clock drive today. We go into tonight, maybe a drop of rain. And then the front, what time did we say? Oh, 2 to 7. That's right, 2 to 7. 2 to 7, front's going to come through. But the temperatures are going to be artificially high for this time of year going right into that time frame. It's going to sweep through. And now all of a sudden it's flaking in the Smokies. What happened? What happened? A front came through. Well, you said, I know I said, but if you weren't up between 2 and 7, you're going to have missed the high temperature tomorrow. It's going to come while many of us are either just getting started in the day or maybe you sleep through it. That's okay. But just have the expectation that tomorrow will be in the 30s, and you can always check the hour-by-hour forecast for your Thursday afternoon time frame. It's going to be cold. And high pressure will move back in on Thursday. Friday, we're down to about 18 to start the day. Should be around 39 by Friday afternoon. So a lot to take in with the changeable weather because we're going from the teens to the 60s. When you look at the 7-day, it's pretty amazing. So for today, let's summarize it. Mostly sunny, cold to mild, and breezy too. Winds will be picking up 5 to 15, easily gusting, in my view, 30 to 35 miles per hour. If you're on the call, I want to say good morning to, I got a note from Marilyn Bell. She's on here. She says, a Big Burr, it's cold outside White Pine. She says, be safe. Stay warm. Thank you, Marilyn, for your comment and for watching us live. But today I look for a high of 48 in Wartburg, Morgan County, 49 for Morristown, White Pine, and Talbot, Jefferson City, should nudge 50, 53 for Sevierville, 52 for Maryville. So again, temperatures I think have a very good shot of hitting the 50s if you're in the valley, possibly upper 40s for Crossville, Lake Tansy, as well as, say, Fairfield Glade. Today, if you're traveling, our friends in Nashville, 54. Traveling toward Memphis, 51. If you're headed to Lexington, 44. Atlanta, 51. And Charlotte should be around 50 degrees. So for tonight, I have an overnight low of 37. You see what I did there? By 8 o'clock, right? When's the high? 2 to 7. So 2 to 7's the high. It'll be around 49. Are you telling me we could go from 49 to 37? That's like that's like 12 degrees in like just a few hours? Yes. If we hit a high at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., because that falls between 2 and 7, yeah, we're going to drop about 11 degrees rather rapidly in the overnight period right before sunrise. So more clouds, wind, drops of rain possible, changing to mountain flakes, and the winds 10 to 20. The winds will kind of sew it all together and kind of keep it all together. But 37, the overnight low. 36 in Morristown, 30 degrees for low in La Follette, 23 in Crossville. Low temperatures are cold, but that's not compared to where we are now because that seems balmy. 37, we're at 20 now. So here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. It's 6:59. I'm finishing just on time. And I did put the big words, temps drop, right? Temps drop, 49. You really think we could get in the mid to upper 40s? I do. But it's only going to happen between 2 and 7. It's not going to happen between 2 and 7 p.m. It's all a.m. because we're dropping fast. 39 for the high on Friday because we're tumbling to 18 again. Although we were 20 today, might have nudged 18. But 18 is going to be the colder morning, I think, on Friday morning. And then it's up and away. We go from 18 Friday morning to 68 Tuesday afternoon. Are you ready for the change? Buckle your seatbelt, my friend. The rain, showers, even some thunderstorms will be in the mix, I think, early next week. The question is, can it get cold for Christmas? Those are the questions we like to answer on the premium side, which we've been examining quite a bit over the last couple of days and weeks, actually. Been talking about that for quite some time. I got a note from Janet Potts. She is commenting how cold she is. She says it's a nippy. That's a good word. 17 degrees in Talbot. This morning, she says, everyone, please bundle up. And I got a note from Wanda. She says some people are camping out in this weather in Newport because they have no homes because of the flooding. Prayers for them and hope they have a warm place to be. Absolutely. I know Samaritan's Purse and a lot of agencies are trying to help out those in western North Carolina. But even in Tennessee, you're absolutely right, Wanda. If they're not ready for this weather, this is very taxing, no doubt. And we still have some more cold air coming on Friday morning as well. It'll get a little bit better this afternoon. But again, it's temporary. It is what it is. By the way, if you haven't picked up the Captain Accurate Weather app, it is free. With Pete Michaels Traffic, you get all the National Weather Service alerts, plus 3 extras, plus power outages, plus drought monitor, plus air quality alerts. My goodness, how much plus can you have? We also have lightning alerts. All this is actually on the app. You can download it today. If you want to join us on YouTube, I'm live streaming on both platforms on a regular basis. You go to youtube.com/@Captain Accurate. That's where you would find us. And if you want to join us on Premium, I got a lot of folks who've come in and sampled us for the winter season. That's cool. We love to have you. I also have a 15-minute video for my winter weather outlook, which is all coming into play. One of the premises, one of the pillars, ready? One of the pillars. Back, I guess it was the 28th of October, I said look for a fast start. Fast start, like meteorological winter. It's just started on Sunday, and all of a sudden, some of you have snow. You're telling me I had some snow. It didn't disappear till yesterday afternoon. It was a fast start. For some of you in the plateau, I think it lined it up pretty good. And we're still got a lot of other predictions on there that still have yet to come to pass because it's still early in the winter season. You are the first to see my snow forecast if you choose to be a premium member. It's only $4.99 a month. That's a bargain. That's for the price of a cup of coffee. You think about it, it's a great stocking stuffer for this holiday season. You're the first to see the forecast. We focus on weather that goes 2 weeks, 30 days into the future on a regular basis. You get more Facebook Lives, typically on a Sunday, to help you plan the week ahead. You get fewer ads. The premium service is on Facebook and only Facebook, but check us out. Love to have you join us at any time. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. Doesn't surprise you tomorrow morning. We'll see you here soon. Take care.